So let's start, and we're just going to find ourselves at the end of our mat or carpet or rug, and we're just going to play the piano with our fingers and circle our wrists and the other direction. And then we're going to move our elbows and wriggle our shoulders. And then take the shoulders slowly up to the ears and slide it down the back and up and slide them down the back. And then let one ear drop to one shoulder and then slowly move it through the middle, nice and slow, and go to the other ear and keep it easy. Don't aim to stretch, just drop the weight. Pour from one side, again through the center, chin into chest. And pour it to the other side. Once more, pouring across through the center. Notice the turn of your head as you do this. And on the last part, just stay in the center when you come through and just feel a subtle engagement of your lower body as you slowly curl and peel your spine upwards until your head comes on top of your shoulders. And from there, just very gently arch your back, open your chest forwards. Exhale, round your back as you sit. So as we sit on our heels, we're arching our body forwards, looking up to your ceiling. Exhale, slowly rounding the body back, chin into chest. Slowly inhaling, feeling the pelvis move forward, that moves the chest forward, the head up. And exhale, slowly rounding back. And then next time that you inhale and you open up the chest, just let the arms open to the side, the hands come out to the side, and feel the body stretching and then stretching forwards. And just let your head come onto the mat. So your head is resting on the ground. And your arms are by your feet, and just have 3 deep breaths filling into the back of the body. From that position, slowly slide your hands forwards and reach them away from you, stretching your fingertips to the armpits to the lower back, and just feel the whole body lengthen, nice and gentle. Keep the elbows planted to feel the whole of the side body lengthening. And then very gently rock your pelvis from side to side, gently massaging the lower body, the lower back this morning. And as you rock the pelvis, feel how the spine wriggles a little, follows the ripple of the movement to gently move the head as the forehead rests on the floor. So it's like a lulling, a cradling of a baby. You're just lulling back and forth, and the forehead is rolling across from one side to the other, like one ear is dropping to one side and the other. Just let yourself be nourished with your movement. And then from there, keep the elbows on the ground and keep the rock and slowly come onto all fours. Rocking, 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 keeping the elbows on the ground. And then slowly rock all the way backwards, just feeling the 2 sides of the spine, the shoulders, middle back, lower back, and then return with your head to the ground. And you may feel some, or hear some little clicks and creaks through the neck and the spine, just unraveling after a night of sleep. And come forward again, wriggling And your movement is coming from your hips through your spine like a snake. And one last time, all the way back down. Gentle movement, elbows on the ground. And the next time you come up, keep the elbows planted and just coming up, make a circle. Make a circle in one direction. Nice and slow. Close your eyes so you can enjoy the movement, not worrying about whether it's right or wrong. Feel into your body and go the other direction. Let your head drop and curve upwards as it feels right. And then come through the center and come through a baby cat. So as you do your baby cat, the only difference is your elbows and your forearm are planted and you're just arching a little. And then as you round back, you feel the soles of the feet, the shin press into the ground and everything moving from the lower body. And then from the lower body, keep the awareness of your shins and your feet moving into an arch position. And just do a few slow movements. And as you do it, feel the connection from the lower arm and the lower leg. That's where the focus is in this position now. Last week we worked on the wrists, so really feel that lovely lengthening through the fingers. And the next time you go into a rounding position, bring yourself back to your heels and then plant the elbows on the ground and let's come forward into a full cat. So plant the elbows, come onto the wrists, arching, coming up, slowly rounding through the pelvis. Think of it as a massage all the way back. Again, lower leg and lower arms. Think of the whole of the body. So oftentimes when people do a moving cat, they just think about the arch of the back and the neck, but it's the whole of the body that allows us this wholesome movement. It's not just one part of us, it's everything supporting the whole. And feel how all of the joints are working or moving simultaneously to enable the movement when it's so clear for you and your mind and your body. So go slower, experience something new. Become aware of the back of your neck as you move. And the next time you move through your cat, stay in the arch position on all fours. So your wrists are on top of your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. And let's go through the side body. So swinging to the side, slowly curving up and over, dropping down to the other side, slowly to the side, up, side, and drop through the center. And let the head and the neck be really free to move. So the skipping rope, as I call this. So the middle body is moving the most. The head and the hips are the two sides of the rope. What happens in the spine in the middle is the up and the down. And then change direction. How are you using your lower legs, your hands, your head? How is it if you bend the elbows a little more on this one? As you go down, you bend a little more, and then as you come up, you lengthen and press the heel of the hand into the floor slightly. Gives you a little more length through your spine to round over. The last one, really slow, 50% slower. Notice what your head and your neck does as you do it. And when you come back into the center, tuck your toes under and bring yourself back and just feel a gentle stretch underneath the sole of your foot. So good to do first thing in the morning. So your toes are just tucked over. You're not putting further weight. You're just leaning back and the weight is in your wrists and you're just looking between your hands. And then walk the hands back little by little until you can lift the knees and come into a crouch and just feel the body, lovely rounding position. Drop your chin and just breathe. And thinking again of the lower body, the lower leg. Now the focus is on the ball of the foot, the back of the calves. Just feel the breath coming up through your feet. And the more you connect the breath through the feet into the spine, the more you can relax and your head will drop and tuck in more into your chest. Good. And then from there, just slowly walk yourself back out again onto all fours. And this time, just slowly tuck the toes under and lift the knees off the ground. And then think of your hips going up to the sky. Don't think about straightening your legs, just hips to the sky. And then walk your dog. So one knee bends and the other knee bends. And just walk. So don't be aiming for anything, just exploring. Explore your hands. As you walk, maybe lift a palm and plant it. So as you walk your dog, say your right knee is bending, then your left hand would be up. If you want to do that. And then straighten your legs and go on your tippy toes and lengthen out. And then slowly, slowly draw the heels down, bend the knees forward. Keep your toes tucked under if it feels good and stack your fists and just rest your forehead on the ground for 2 breaths. Good. And then from there, take the hands forward. Breathing in, coming onto all fours, relax the toes, take your right leg and bring your right leg forward so that your right foot is planted on the ground and your hands are either side of your foot. And from that position, you're going to first keep your opposite hand planted, your other hand comes to your lower back. We're just going to have a gentle twist. So I'm just going to move away, looking away, opening up the chest to wherever it feels good. So as I move, my foot is planted on the floor, my hand is connected to the floor, and I'm slowly keeping that knee in a straight line, moving my chest towards my knee, not letting it rotate outwards. And rub your lower back, give it a gentle massage. And just be wherever feels good for you. And that top shoulder can open up, if it feels nice, up into the ceiling. And then slowly lower body turns back, shoulder back, head back. Good. And then we're going to slowly let our weight go backwards. And let our weight go forwards and just hinging through the hips. So the weight is moving into the ball of the foot. And then it moves into the shin of the back leg, nice and slow, nice and slow. And then we're going to go for a cross twist. We're going to take our left hand, same hand as foot, on the inside of the leg. And again, the other hand comes to the hip. And this time really plant and feel strong through the foot and the hand. And then slowly think of the hip opening, the chest opening. And again, little stretch. Keep your knee hugging into your shoulder so that you have this extra support. Shoulder to knee, knee to shoulder. And then slowly Soften your thigh muscles because they can over-engage here, and breathe in through the foot, the front foot, and out. Open the chest to the ceiling. Once more, breathing in and out. And last inhale, and slowly the belly turns back, the ribs, the head, and the hands come back. And again, just hinge forwards. My knee is staying bent, and I'm just loosening and softening into the leg, nice and slow. You might find your range is extending a little, that you want to go a little bit further and back, but don't push anything, just what feels good for you. Close your eyes. When in doubt, close your eyes and feel what feels good. And then in the next position, you're going to slowly take that front foot, which is your right foot, bring it in front of your left hip, and slowly bring it into pigeon pose. So your right knee goes to your right hand and your left foot is resting on the ground. If it's not comfortable for you at that angle, then bring the foot underneath the hip, or put a cushion underneath your thighs. Press your hips, press your hands into the ground, and just notice the curve through the back of your body. And as you inhale, press the hands into the floor. Think of the back body lengthening and opening up through the chest. You might find here that you don't need your hands, so maybe the first time use your hands. Inhale, open the chest up. But think of the whole body. You're thinking from the pubic bone all the way up to the sternum here, okay? So don't knock your head back. Try and think of the lengthening, the arching, opening of the front of the spine, and having a lovely breath where feels comfortable for you today. And slowly walk yourself down, stack your fists, close the eyes, and have 2 to 3 breaths. Every exhale, let the shoulder blades soften. Great. And then slowly find your hands coming up, and we're going to keep our left hand on the ground. So your right knee forward, left hand on the ground, and your right hand is going to creep under, like that under the bed reach, and it's going to wrap around your ribs. And you can either see if your head comes to the floor. If it doesn't, your other hand, you can stack your fist on the ground and just have a little turn in the body. So if you prefer, you can press the hand on the ground and reach the arm away from you long. But if it's too much of a drop for the head, it mightn't feel comfortable. Just press the hand into the floor. And then slowly press that same hand into the floor, coming up. And you're going to go to the other side, press your hand down. And this time when you reach your arm underneath you, as you reach your arm underneath you, your top hand, your right hand, is going to wrap around your lower back. And you might be able to find your toe, your big toe. So my, again, right knee is on the ground in pigeon. My left hand is underneath me, reaching away, and my right arm is wrapping around my lower back and maybe finding my toe. And if you need a pillow under your head, do that. And just breathing into this position. If it feels good for you, gently into the front of the hip, the glutes. And if you're holding the toe easily, you can feel the shoulder slide back to open your chest towards the ceiling. And then very slowly bring that shoulder back down. Bring the arm to the ground and bring both arms and hands onto the floor again. And with your hands on the floor, slowly press through the floor to bring yourself up, maybe just halfway. And so not fully up into your pigeon, maybe just halfway. And then just bend the back knee so the foot comes into the air and just wriggle your toes. Can you get a sense of your foot in this position. Maybe you need to look at it. And then from that position, bending the foot up so that it's at a 90-degree angle or wherever it is, it's all good. And now plant the hands, and now with the foot and the head lifting up, pressing into the ground. Bring your hands closer if you need it. Inhale up. Inhaling, and just feel the chest open. Good. And then exhale, move the head and the foot away from each other, lengthening. And we do one more. And then on your next inhale, press down. And slowly foot and head gradually comes up. Inhale, press through the heels of your hands. Good. If it feels comfortable for you, your left hand can hold onto your foot, and all that chest opening means that you can turn a little towards the foot and you still can look forwards. Let's just keep it at a 90-degree angle. If you wish, you can press the foot away from you, and then the hand is holding it. So the foot wants to press away from you, and then what that does is that lengthens the arm, and you get this lovely stretch through the front of the chest, the pec muscles. So just feel that, and then bring again the foot, the heel back above your knee. Inhale. And then the other option, again only if it's comfortable, you can hook your foot into your elbow, take your other arm up and over, interlace your fingers. So whatever feels good for you. So whether you want to bring the foot towards your shoulder, away from it, or directly on top of it. When in doubt, keep your foot above your knee and your arms on the ground. So wherever you are, slowly coming out of it, foot to hand, slowly let the foot move away, hands on the ground, tuck the back toes under of the foot you've been working on. Tuck it up so that you feel your knee come off the floor. So you're in pigeon, but the back foot is off the floor, and just hinge forwards and backwards. And then drop that back knee, press into your hands, round into your back first, and then slide your foot back. Keep your two toes tucked under and lift your hips up to the sky and have a little lengthening and walk your dog. Slow, slow, feeling everything. Little twist. Good, and then bring the knees down, keep the toes tucked under, and let's go with the other foot. Let's take our left foot forward, and we're hinging forwards. Let the knee go forwards, and the knee go back. Nice and slow. Close the eyes. Respect your limits. The other foot in front, taking your time to move slowly, feeling everything. Good. And then coming directly, knee and ankle in a line, opposite hand down, and slowly twist towards your knee, hand to the lower back, slowly look up to the sky. Applying everything from the last side. It'll be a little easier when it's the second side now. And breathing in and breathing out. If there's any holding in the neck, then turn your head to the side rather than up to the ceiling, or maybe even to the floor. So move your head so it's comfortable. If you feel you're holding it and your jaw is tight, then it means you need to move your head. And then slowly on your next exhale, bring everything back to center until your chest is back on your thighs. Swap hands, other hand is down, and bring it to the inside of the foot. And then slowly, slowly turning up towards the ceiling. Breathing in through the foot, up to the groin. And on your next exhale, slowly bringing that shoulder back down. So all the while you have the shoulder and the knee in contact with each other. Place your hand on the ground, then hands either side, and slowly going forwards, slowly going back, hinging through, enjoying your movement. Keep your head soft, your neck long. And again, really honor what you feel. Don't move beyond that. Do what feels pleasurable. And then on your next one, holding the hands into the floor, take your knee, bring it towards the left wrist, and then your foot is in front of your thigh of the other leg, and tuck your toes under and slide your leg long, and then drop the knee and just find lovely length through your body. Press your hands into the floor. Different side, different story. So notice if you're craning from your neck there. So I want you to use your hands to lift your hips, and then feel the line from the pubic bone into the chest bone. Don't do anything with your head. I would almost say just feel that line first. So feel the lengthening from the pubic bone into the chest bone, and the shoulders open. And then if you like, come onto the tippy fingers, tippy toes, tippy fingers of your hands to help you find that little extra length. So again, just not emphasis on the neck, but on the whole of your front body. And then as you breathe in, lengthen from your hips and think of the whole of the back body working together. Yeah, make it holistic. And then slide your shoulder blades down, and then let's slowly come forwards towards the ground. And as you come forwards, there's this lovely lengthening. It's so nice for the front of the hip, and slowly stack your fist, and you're going to rest your forehead on your hands, and a gentle stretch in the thighs, front and back. So do adjust if it doesn't feel good for you, or put a cushion under your hips. Where are you holding tension? Can you just soften? What part of you? Is it your foot, your thigh? What are you holding? Let it go. And last breath in. And then slowly find your hands, slowly walking it up. So keeping everything a meditation. And as you walk up, press into the hands. And then let's do a gentle twist. And so we'll go with the opposite side first. So we're going to take our right hand, no, the other way. Press into your right hand and take your left hand away from you, reaching away from you on the floor. So you're moving away from your knee. So if that feels good, you might need a pillow under your head. Breathe in. And then exhale, press into that right hand into the ground and change hands. And then that hand might be slightly forward away from you to give you more space to let your other arm reach under. And then this time, as you reach in the same direction or line of your pigeon knee, your other hand, your supporting hand, can wrap around your back. So that's my left hand. Wrap around my back. Can rub your back and maybe even touch your toes of the foot that is in the pigeon pose at the front. So wherever you are, you don't have to touch your foot. It's just if you've long arms and it feels comfortable. Slow down, breathe in. And again, if your knees aren't happy, that you can flex your foot here, or you can have your foot underneath the bum on that side. So that would be the left side. And you'd have lots of cushions. Or you could also be doing this in a chair. So we do chair yoga next week. And so we're going to bring the hand from the lower back down onto the floor, and then slowly walk yourself back into center. Let's have a little rest. Stack your fists, rest your forehead on the fists for a moment, catch your breath. And then from there, just slowly walk yourself back out again. onto all fours, and this time just slowly tuck the toes under and lift the knees off the ground, and then think of your hips going up to the sky. So as you walk your dog, enjoy this twist. So when your left knee is bent, you kind of look underneath your right armpit. When your right knee is bent, you look underneath your left armpit. Really slow, massaging through the feet, the hips, the lower back, the shoulders. Nice. And then slowly walk your feet so that they come underneath your hips. And then let your feet go wide as your mat, or just as wider than. And then hold onto your elbows and just drop over. Let your knees bend a little so that you're more comfortable, and drop your head. And if there's any pressure in the ankles, then just find where it feels good. Maybe you need to bend more or bring your heels in closer together. And in this dropped position, you're going to let your body just lull from side to side. So moving the weight across your feet so your knees are bent, and just going from side to side. Again, massaging into the hips. Let your head be heavy. Good. And if you want, you can bring your hands to one side so that they're in front of the toes on one side. And again, this time the knee you're over is bent and the other was slightly long or lengthened. And then go through the middle to the other side, lengthening one leg and then bending through the one that you're on top of. And then slowly come back into center, stay in your squat and bring your heels together, and maybe you can drop your pelvis in the middle. Don't worry if you can't, coming into a little squat. And then last time, lengthen your hips up to the ceiling and just enjoy a little bend forwards. Let your knees be bent as you wish, hands on the ground, holding your elbows, whatever you like. And one last twist for our practice. Right hand down, left hand to your lower back, and just have a lovely twist up to the sky. Breathing in, keep your hand on your back so it's easy. And then slowly back through the center. Change hands. And slowly back down. Good. And then walk the heels in, the toes in, and come into that crouch position. Tuck your chin into your chest and rest. And notice how different it is from when you did it at the start of the lesson. Your spine, your shoulders, maybe you feel more dropped to the side. Longer sense of yourself. Have 3 to 5 lovely slow breaths. And how you've moved from the back of your mat towards the front of your mat. Ready to start your day. And feel the nice connection from the feet into the back of the calves. And it's great to feel your legs at the start of the day, keeping you grounded, giving you a sense of clarity. And then from where you are, maybe you want to explore if you can bring your heels to the ground, reach your hands in front of you, and see if you can find this extra stretch just for fun, have a laugh at it. And then slowly bring your bum to the ground, bring the soles of your feet together, and then let them slide forwards and just let your head drop wherever feels good, coming into a cobbler position. So your feet are together. And we're inhaling and we're just bringing our chest forwards. So it's like after the pigeon, it feels really nice to come into this pose with the two legs open and the head dropping. And just being honest to where feels good for you today, not pushing, no effort, and absolutely no pain. So if there is anything like that, coming out of it and just being where it feels good. Or if nowhere feels good, lying on your back and hugging your knees into your chest. And then from there, slowly walk yourself up and come into seated position. And the knees are still there. Hold on to your shins and just round back like we did at the start, sitting on our heels. And then slowly come through the center and open your heart upwards. And then round back. And then make a full circle. Let's go one way. Feel the hip bones, the sit bones in contact with the floor. And then change direction. And then walk from side to side, rock, rock, rock. So you're lifting one side of the pelvis. And then bring your feet together and circle the arms. And bring them down, sealing in your practice this morning. And we say namaste. Thank you for joining me for this fresh yoga practice. And slowly coming up. And you always have the option now of sitting in meditation for 5 minutes or lying in Shavasana to relax. So have a great day, great start to your week, and see you on Wednesday, please God. Namaste.